everybody? Hope everyone is doing good, having a good day. Thanks for anybody that might tune in to see this. I'm just on here for a few minutes, another day of being numbed down to be dumbed down, another day of being having nothing but electricity going through my head. The right side of my head is completely filled with something. I have nothing but, like I said, electricity going through my head, around my head, and all down the right side of my face. It's completely and totally numb. I have no feeling. My skull has been split. My brain has been seriously injured. I am the victim of identity theft, identity change. I am the victim of revenge retaliation. I am the victim of 3 years revenge retaliation for speaking of police crimes and other shit that was happening here in Napanee. One was the homeless human trafficking out of the Morning Star mission and the homeless exploitation for monetary gain. As a result, I became a victim of OPP. Back in 2019, at my previous address, I was sitting outside in August of 2019. This was approximately 3 p.m. Ex-OPP chief or commander, he drove by in a white Jeep Wrangler. He waved at me at the time. I waved back. When I waved back, a black truck pulled up beside him. The person had black hair. I did not see their face, but they pointed something and they shot it, and it went into my right ear. After that happened, I started having problems because whatever it was, it started moving around in my damn head. It was going in my head and around to the. Eventually, it got to the parietal lobe on the top of my head, and it was burning constantly. I was getting shocks, like electroshocking, and other shit that was happening to me. So I go to the hospital, and next thing you know, I get an appointment for a CAT scan, and one of the people involved with this crime against me, Stacy, as a matter of fact, mental health worker. She was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee, now Kingston. She showed up at my appointment talking to her girlfriend Tatiana V, the one that done my CAT scan. After my CAT scan was done, I was pretty much medically blacklisted. I was told that I would not understand. I'm not satisfied with my results. I wanted copies so I could get a second opinion. I was told that I was not going to get them and that I would not understand them. I was pretty much medically blacklisted after that because I would go to hospitals and all I would hear is, I seen your file, I seen your file, we're not doing nothing for you. What do you expect us to do? KGH getting phone calls about me stating I'm I'm suicidal. Certainly not true in any way, shape, or form. Done to prevent me from getting help and done to prevent me from being taken serious about what has taken place with me. They also got a call another time when I went there too, stating about being on drugs, which I do not do, and everybody knows me, knows I'm against them. But it worked at the time. I had long hair and I have my tattoos, so it worked. And I went to the Belleville Hospital because I wasn't getting help or results. And there was a French doctor working there, and the first words out of his mouth was, "I seen your file. I'm not doing anything for you." Okay, wondering what the fuck, senior file, senior file, senior file, not getting no help, being discriminated against, being treated like shit garbage, all because of lies against me. about long psychological record in history. None of it is true in any way, shape, or form. Long lies against me about long criminal records in history, and none of it is true in any way, shape, or form. I am getting R&M used on me by one Tyler Lake, Jason Gimpy, two-step Benalstein, Blair Hardy, and one William Bill Wooldridge, last known and used name 149 Center Street North, child stalker, pedophile, highly psychotic, highly delusional, highly obsessed, was stalking my mother with Blair Hardy, was calling my mother mom at the time, and he caused her death with Blair Hardy. December 20th, 2020, 2 years of causing it and getting away with it, injuring me, torturing me, deforming me, taking my lungs up, my kidneys, mutilating me, preventing me from getting help, medical blacklisting me. I now look like, as I'm doing this, as Tyler Lake. I'm starting to look like Tyler Lake. I am 30 years old. I am 50 years old, and he is 30, 31 years old. And I am starting to resemble this piece of shit, along with Jay Two-Step Van Alstyne, who is possibly only 40, 45. And then there's Blair Hardy. He's approximately 65. And then there's Billy Wooldridge, who is approximately 72, 73 years old. I am older than two, and two are older than me. They are drug traffickers and drug users. Blair Hardy is the one that laces the drugs in Napanee to sell them, to murder, to cause overdoses, to make it look like just another junkie bought bad drugs and died from it. Meanwhile, it's being done with intent. There is also Isaac. There's a guy named Mike that's homeless that lives in a tent or a trailer here. There is a Bucktooth Bob, aka Robert Barry, I believe his name is. Bucktooth Bob, he's bald, glasses, crowbar mustache, and walks around with a bag of drugs. There's Shelley Barchet, there's Tyler Lake, his mother and son, Blair Hardy, Billy Wooldridge, Jason Van Alstyne, Ray, a guy that has a deaf white pit bull that lives on the corner of East Street and Dundas behind Mamma Mia's restaurant. Billy Wooldridge, 149 Center Street North, Napanee, last known used name, now glasses, bald goatee. I have been having these bastards use R&M on me, which is a nano microchip implant that nobody knows about around here, which benefits the police, which is police and military tech that's been in use since the 60s. And not a lot of people are aware of it. Like I said, once again, it benefits the ones using it, especially the police and inmates that are harbored, wanted inmates, sex offenders who they are co-committing crimes with and for the police, having doctors aiding and covering up crimes right up to administration, Wayne Coveyduck and Sarah Fiddler at Lennox and Addington Hospital. There is cops that need to be arrested and criminally felony charged. There is doctors that need to be arrested and criminally felony charged because Bill Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jason Van Alstyne, and the rest of the OPP drug-fed, money-paid little bastards who are doing this to me are untouchable and unarrestable no matter how much you can prove crimes. I've shown my identity theft and changes that have been taking place with me. I have proven the damages and changes and everything else. I'm being treated as a fucking game. I'm being treated as a puppet. And I am losing my identity. They are guilty of murdering my mother. They're guilty of murdering me because this is a murder on me, ending my bloodline. So 3 murders plus killing an entire bloodline by doing this to me. You are guilty of this for Spencer Mills' fucking revenge, for OPP revenge. You're lucky that you suck dick, OPP nuts. And I do not mean that in a good way. I mean that in a way that you use that to your advantage to commit crimes with and for them and to get away while being protected because it benefits them as well. Families of murdered and missing. It is Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. They're guilty of domestic terrorism. They're guilty of treason. They're guilty of kidnapping, false arrest to deflect crimes in an attempt to give victims criminal records to justify the crimes that they are committing with and for inmates that they are harboring, known drug addicts, and everybody else. Lennox and Addington doctors are guilty of criminally negligently co-committing Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Waldron, triage nurses Terry, Tanya, and David, Paladin security guard at Lennox and Addington Hospital, roughly 24, 25 years old, approximately 3 to 500 pounds. And then there's administration, guilty of having me kicked out under bullshit false pretenses causing me harm, and that was done to keep me from getting help, to protect the interest of the doctors there that are guilty of committing crimes, and also the cops and Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy. So I am proof, and my mother is proof, that anybody can commit any crime here in Napanee and get away with it. Mass murder, identity thefts, financial thefts and frauds, kidnapping, forcing blood and piss from victims, sodomy, lies, medical blacklisting, cover ups, time buying, arrest refusals, like I said, except for on your victims to deflect your crimes. I've been going through this for 3 years, and I've been talking about it for 3 years, whom, how, and why. And as a result, now this is finally fucking done. I probably now do share DNA with Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jason Van Alstyne, and all of these other bastards. I also have prisoner tracking on me, plus me going through this identity theft and R&M, so I read as this piece of shit, so I will be taking as him when the time comes, when this is finished, so they can say, no, 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 you are him, you match his prints, you match his signature, you match whatever, 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 because time's been fucking bought. This is how you're getting away with your crimes. This is how OPP, human traffic, this is how they frame victims, and this is how they commit murder. Spencer Mills is a serial killer OPP cop right here in Napanee. He's a drug trafficking cop. He's a human trafficking cop. The ex-OPP chief or commander is used to get Billy Wooldridge to stalk children for him at Tim Hortons right down here on Dundas Street before I got his picture and he went into hiding. He used to live at 34 Water Street here in Napanee. There is also a Kim involved that lives down there as well with Blair Hardy. They're all using this R&M on me and passing it around, and as a result, I'm going through my identity theft and my identity changes. I'm being mentally fucked up. My blood's been stolen. My piss has been stolen from me from the police, and that happened 24 hours after me asking for help with what has taken place against them from their by them to me on May 27, 2021. Compliments of Shelley Hafner and her bullshit incompetency lies to get it done in an attempt to shut me up so I would not be talking about what I'm talking about, showing what I'm showing, proving what I'm proving, and by whom, how, and why. 100% revenge retaliation, and this is how you're going about it, you Pontius Pilate bastards. You even got a justice of the peace here in Napanee to make accusations for you to not get arrest on anybody, to obstruct. So you got that covered. You got other police that has to take unquestionable orders to help aid and benefit you in your crimes. I was falsely charged so that you could get my pictures, my prints, my signatures. For plus, you had my piss and my everything else, my blood, for forgeries, framings, and frauds against me using identity thieves, forgeries, framers, and frauds who were into those crimes, drug addicts, taking out insurance policies on victims, mixing fucking people with animals, mixing people with other people, completely destroying their DNA, using remote neuromonitoring as a means to do it in an attempt to mentally fuck your victims up so they start taking on different personalities and so they do physically fucking change. I'm being played as a game. You might as well consider Chris dead and has been for approximately 2 to 3 months now. I've had no stimulation or feeling in my head in any way, shape, or form now, especially over the last few months from being going through all so much damage, having Billy Wooldridge's and Blair Hardy's and Tyler Lake's and Jason Van Alstyne's piss and shit going through me while they are doing this, decaying me from the inside out, doing every fucking thing, just pushing buttons, sitting back. Spencer Mills, the ex-chief, staff sergeants, Shannon Cork, Robert Ken Fuck, Ken Kill, Ken Get Away With It, Money Badge, Family Town Council, 100% right, or Robert Lucas, that is, 100% right, and he lives no more than 50 feet from my back door. So, there's also Maggie Falls and a Bert Hustler, or he goes by the name Bert Hustler, Hummin, or whatever the fuck his name is, gray haired guy in a mustache that hangs with Maggie Falls. They are guilty of attempted homicide as well. This is what I'm drinking. It's cola, but it is THC infused. I've spent the whole night last night with the whole right side of my head being deformed and pushed out. I've not had hardly any sleep in the last 3 to 5 days, only a couple hours in between from being in so much fucking pain constantly from being broadcasted through and having the right side of my head deformed and my face deformed. My head flattened, rounded out, shortened, elongated, called a lie, while not even being seen by the hospital. Them stating, "Oh, you take your hat off, take your hat off. Oh, it fits. Put it back on. It fits. Nothing wrong." And that's Dr. Sue and Dr. Fardell at Lennox and Addington Hospital, the ones that they use to discriminate against me. So, congratulations, you're guilty of committing the biggest crime in Napanee history. How many other identity thefts have you committed? Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jason Van Alstyne, you little fucking cocksucking pieces of shit garbage. Let this be a lesson. Identity thefts can and do happen, and I am the victim of it. And it's compliments of OPP, the police you think you know right here in Napanee, and this is how they frame their victims. They traffic and they murder. They are nothing but fucking terrorists. And one way or another, no threat against anyone. I will see them in handcuffs, or they owe me millions and millions and millions of dollars. I will get the criminal civil lawsuits against you, and I will sue your asses to hell, along with the hospital here who owe me millions and millions and millions of dollars, along with the doctors involved with this. You're turning me in to look like a fucking sex offending piece of shit who is a wanted inmate that OPP are harboring and hiding. You fucking filth. Be safe, everybody. Chris Wood. Not Blair Hardy, not Tyler Lake, not Jason Van Alstyne, you delusional, drug-fed, money-paid little bastards. You're also guilty of murdering animals as well. You're fucking filth. You're lucky that you're getting away with this, you pieces of shit. I will see you in cuffs, and I will see you spend the rest of your fucking natural life behind bars, you garbage. I gotta get off here because I'm getting too upset, and I really don't want to be on here cursing and swearing and name calling and belittling, and that's not what I'm about. So I am just in a serious, serious amount of pain from being numbed down to be dumbed down. So if no more talking or videos about this, please somebody take it serious. They're even guilty of seriously injuring and deforming my dog as well, and they're guilty of killing my other dog, Chipper. So they have no qualms about murdering animals as well. Highly fucking psychotic. They have all these long histories and criminal records. Benefits OPP to use these pieces of shit to commit these Pontius Pilate crimes for them as pawns while refusing arrest, sitting back buying time, hoping that I fucking crack, hoping that you can turn me into a fucking vegetable or cause me so much damn pain that I go crazy. That's the whole point of this, isn't it, OPP? Having air blowing in all through my temple area, along with feces and urine from all your little fuck toys who you refuse to arrest no matter how much proof you can give. So remember this, Snappany. Be safe, everybody. Anybody that's had any dealings with OPP, I would fight it. They're human traffickers, sex slavery, pedophile, kidnapping, false arresting, murdering, bloodline ending terrorist. Be safe.